Before I get started, I'd like to kindly ask that you hit the like button and please subscribe to the channel for more content just like this.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
I find it absolutely hysterical when another legend of cinema comes out and tells the truth about the current state of the industry. And not because their opinion doesn't matter like the Fanboys would have you believe. It's because every single time that one of these people drops another truth bomb, all these idiots on Twitter and on YouTube get their panties in a bunch and start bitching.
Why do you cry?
And suddenly they all feel like they're more qualified to talk about the quality of cinema than a director with countless classics under his belt. This is just another example of people being incapable of hearing another person's opinion. Because for some reason, these people are emotionally invested in these soulless popcorn movies. In my opinion, when these fanboys lash out at these respected directors, it just makes them look more soft.
S-O-F capital T, soft, huh?
They actually have no self-awareness when it comes to realizing that they have no idea what good cinema actually is. Basically because most of them have been raised on shit. You see, someone like me, I was raised on quality. I was raised during a time when writers and directors were always looking to create something that was new and interesting. Typically, they actually cared about the project they were working on. That's why I don't connect with modern movies that much, because I can see right through them. I'm not the type of person that's distracted by juvenile humor and CGI and Easter eggs. If you pay attention and you take off your fan goggles, you can tell when someone is creating something for all the wrong reasons. Whether it be for a paycheck or strictly for an agenda. But in both those cases, almost always the storytelling is subpar. Now of course there are exceptions, nothing is black and white. But unfortunately, a lot of the films that dominate the theaters these days are designed to give the viewer instant gratification and usually don't offer anything in the way of rewatchability. They are literally designed to appeal to audiences with short attention spans.
Whoa, whoa. Here I come. Oh, here I come. Oh.
And now Ridley Scott has joined the likes of Martin Scorsese, among others, who have come out to criticize the superhero movie genre. In an interview with Deadline, Ridley Scott says, quote, "Their scripts are not any fucking good. They're superhero movies. So why don't the superhero movies have better stories? They're mostly saved by special effects, and that's becoming boring for everyone who works with special effects."
Damn!
Now a few things here. If you don't agree with Ridley Scott, that's fine. But he is entitled to his opinion. Also, for people who say that his opinion doesn't matter, this man is more qualified to speak on the quality of cinema than you, me, or anyone else for that matter. He's contributed to the art form of cinema more than most of the people bitching can possibly imagine. I would venture to say that a majority of them probably haven't even seen most of Ridley Scott's movies. And the reality is that when it's all said and done, Ridley Scott will be remembered. And you'll still be a whiny bitch on Twitter.
Fuck you!
So I guess what I'm trying to say here is, just know your place. You can have an opinion, but when you start to disrespect legends who know more about this topic than you do, then I think it's time for you to check yourself. Believe it or not, movies existed before the superhero genre, and they will exist long after it's gone. Superhero movies are nothing more than a trend in a much bigger discussion. The reality is that these movies do contribute when it comes to box office numbers, sure, but they don't do shit to actually make the art form better.
That makes sense.
Half the time these movies have release dates before they even have a script. Studios typically pick writers and directors according to whether or not they're going to fall in line with the formula that they already have in place. Does that sound like a good creative process? Does that sound like the best way to get a movie made? Ridley Scott makes the movies that he wants to make. Are they always great? Absolutely not. But what they do have going for them is artistic integrity. Something that most superhero movies actually lack.
You didn't see that coming.
Now there are exceptions, like I said. You have Joker, you have Logan, you have The Dark Knight. Hell, I'm even looking forward to The Batman because it doesn't look like everything else that's coming out right now. But there's a reason that movies like this receive accolades and people continue to talk about them long after they've been released. It's because they offer a little bit more than just spectacle. They offer a story, which is why we go to watch movies in the first place.
Because it's all part of the plan.
So why don't most superhero movies have good stories? To answer your question, Mr. Scott, the real reason for that is because most of the people involved with making them really don't give a fuck. They are trying to sell tickets to the public who are mostly sleepwalking through life. People who like to be told what to like rather than discover new things for themselves.
What is real? How do you define real?
Are these movies saved by special effects? I don't think there's any question that they are. I also don't think it's surprising that Ridley has said that people working in special effects find these types of jobs very boring. Ridley actually talks to these people. He has a direct access to the source. If he says that special effects people are not creatively satisfied with doing this type of work, then I'm going to have to assume that he's correct. Listen, we live in a world where most people are just too afraid to criticize something that's popular, because the fans of these particular properties are usually pretty sensitive. So much so that they typically can't even see past their own insecurities to actually recognize that Ridley Scott has a point here.
Get the fuck out of here!
No, I cannot. It's serious.
That's right, Ridley Scott is correct, and sometimes the truth hurts. And I don't give a fuck how much money these movies make. I don't care how many shills come out of the woodwork to give these movies positive reviews. I believe for the most part they suck, and apparently people like Martin Scorsese and Ridley Scott believe they suck also. I've watched about 5 or 6 comic book movies this year, and exactly one of them was worth watching again. These companies, like Sony and Disney, are just phoning it in, and most people are too dumbed down to even realize it.
So I strongly suggest that you wake the fuck up.
So let me know what you thought about all this in the comments down below. As always, please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell for notifications, and I'll see you next time right here on Real Shift. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Y'all be cool. Right on.